G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've come across another couple of Epstein file emails that raise serious questions for the Australian federal government. And I'm about to publish an article. I'll publish that article on Sunday the 8th of February 2026. And I've done up a draft article and I'll read that out to you because it's self-explanatory. And the article's titled, Jeffrey Epstein's 2013 email. Rudd will only be in power a few months. Do not wait. Regarding Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. And the article starts off, Jeffrey Epstein sent an email in June 2013 to Terry Rod Larson, as per on screen now, which said, Rudd will only be in power a few months. Do not wait. Regarding the then Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. Terry Rod Larson responded to Epstein's email and said, yes, I know, which points to Epstein and Rod Larson asking for a favour or benefit from Kevin Rudd while he was Prime Minister and in a position to grant the favour or benefit. Just over 12 months later, Kevin Rudd was no longer in politics and was in the US working with Terry Rod Larson at the International Peace Institute, IPI, with Epstein as a major donor of the IPI, which reeks of a quid pro quo deal being done after Epstein sent the June 2013 email. Terry Rod Larson was president of the International Peace Institute, IPI, from 2004 until 2020, and the IPI received over $650,000 between 2011 and 2019 in donations from Jeffrey Epstein, until it was exposed in the media. As I wrote in September 2025, when the $650,000 in donations to the IPI from Jeffrey Epstein was exposed in 2019, Kevin Rudd, who was then the IPI chairman, made no public statement for a year until the IPI CEO, Terry Rod Larson, was exposed owing Jeffrey Epstein $130,000 for some unknown reason. Rod Larson resigned from the IPI in 2020 because of the scandal. In this article, I'll look at the latest key evidence and do a longer video and article later looking at all evidence that shows Kevin Rudd in full cover-up mode, lying and deceiving left, right and centre. The federal government should be getting involved now, just based on the evidence in this article, to see what, if any, benefit Kevin Rudd gave to Jeffrey Epstein and Terry Rod Larson in 2013. And if Rudd did give them something, did it include any government funds, goods or services, and was it in exchange for some benefit to Rudd? If Kevin Rudd did do a deal with Jeffrey Epstein and Terry Rod Larson, it wouldn't be the first time a politician did a commercial deal while in politics and then was repaid after leaving politics with a cushy job or consultancy, etc. And in the article I put a heading, Kevin Rudd's quid pro quo with Jeffrey Epstein and Terry Rod Larson, ? The key dates and details. Quid pro quo means an exchange of goods or services or something for something. In the email I've got up on screen now, Jeffrey Epstein and Terry Rod Larson clearly wanted something from Kevin Rudd while he was Australian Prime Minister before he lost the federal election on the 7th of September 2013. The polls had been saying for months Kevin Rudd and the Labor Party would lose the 2013 election, which they did lose, and that's why Jeffrey Epstein would have said in the email, Rudd will only be in power a few months, do not wait. The ABC did report the email up on screen now last Saturday, the 31st of January 2026, which is the same day the latest batch of the Epstein files were released. But no other media have reported it to my knowledge. And as you can see in the email, you read from the bottom up, Jeffrey Epstein sent it on the 27th of June 2013, Rudd will only be in power a few months, do not wait. And Terry Rod Larson responded, I know. My article goes on to say, the Labor Party led by Kevin Rudd won the 2007 federal election. Rudd was replaced as PM by the Labor Party on the 24th of June 2010 after losing support of fellow Labor Party MPs and was replaced by Julia Gillard. On the 26th of June 2013, Rudd replaced Julia Gillard as Prime Minister after she lost the support of fellow Labor Party MPs. The following day, on the 27th of June 2013, after Rudd replaced Julia Gillard as Prime Minister, Jeffrey Epstein sent the above email on screen now to Terry Rod Larson, which said, Rudd will only be in power a few months, do not wait. On the 7th of September 2013, the Labor Party led by Kevin Rudd as Prime Minister lost the federal election, as predicted by Jeffrey Epstein, in the email on screen now. Kevin Rudd resigned from Parliament on the 22nd of November 2013, and in early 2014, Rudd left Australia to work in the United States. Rudd's Wikipedia page says, In September of that year, which is 2014, Rudd was appointed chair of the Independent Commission on Multilateralism at the International Peace Institute in Vienna, Austria. That is all it says on Rudd's Wikipedia page about the IPI. It makes no mention of his time as chairman. I think Rudd has deleted most of the IPI history from his Wikipedia page because it would have to include the Epstein scandal at the IPI. Rudd became vice chair of the IPI's board of directors in June 2014. He was elected chair of the board, effective on the 1st of June 2018, which was announced on the 30th of May 2018, but none of that made it into Rudd's current Wikipedia page. Two more emails worth noting: Rothschild's email and 2010 email about Rudd. An email in the latest release of the Epstein files, as per on screen now, was sent to Jeffrey Epstein in September 2010 about a speech Kevin Rudd gave to the UN as Foreign Affairs Minister, not long after he was replaced by Julia Gillard as Prime Minister. The point to the email on screen now is that Epstein had been at least following Rudd for some time before the 2013 email. On the 3rd of April 2015, French banker Ariane de Rothschild sent the email on screen now to Jeffrey Epstein, which says, "Hi Jeff, do you think that Larry Summers would accept to be part of my international advisory board? Terrier plus Kevin Rudd plus Donald Karaboka, head of African Development Bank, highly respected, and Larry?" And you can see that email on screen now. And Jeffrey Epstein responded, "Yes, I think we could do all. You should decide how much to pay them." The Rothschild's email is relevant because it shows Epstein having an influence and/or oversight on Kevin Rudd and his appointment to an international advisory board that was being set up by Ariane de Rothschild. From my research, there was no international advisory board set up by Ariane de Rothschild unless it was a secret one. So the email on screen now was only at the planning stage and never went further. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and the government have to investigate. Kevin Rudd would have known about the emails, and previously reported emails were in the Epstein files, and it makes it obvious why Kevin Rudd resigned in January as ambassador to the US, and he finishes up in the role in March. And Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and the federal government would have known as well, or was ASIO asleep at the wheel again? But whether anyone knew or not, the federal government has to investigate, with two key questions being: 1. Did Kevin Rudd give some benefit to Jeffrey Epstein and Terrier Rod Larson in 2013 when he was Prime Minister? Or put another way, did the Australian government finance Jeffrey Epstein in some way when Kevin Rudd was PM? And question 2, what role did Jeffrey Epstein and Terrier Rod Larson have in Kevin Rudd being appointed as Vice Chair of the IPI's Board of Directors in 2014, which was 7 months after Rudd left politics, and Chair of the IPI Board in 2018? And was it part of a quid pro quo deal with Kevin Rudd? I'll email Kevin Rudd's lawyers some questions and see if they respond. There's a lot more to the story and I'll keep following up. Now, I'm an independent journalist and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself, which allows me to investigate and report on the story you just listened to. And I've been running a campaign to make sure I can keep on doing the work I do. And I'll read out that campaign now. 11 weeks ago, I launched a campaign with a simple goal: find 200 new monthly supporters so I can keep on doing the work as a fully independent journalist, running this website and YouTube channel without corporate backing or paywalls. Since then, 116 wonderful people have stepped up and become monthly supporters. That's huge, thank you. We're now at 84 to go. If you've been enjoying the work and aren't yet supporting monthly, I'd be incredibly grateful if you consider joining them. Here's the situation. Like most independent journalists, I'm basically a one-person small business. Right now, a lot of us are feeling the squeeze, just like many small businesses and households are. To stay afloat and keep bringing you the reporting I do, I need roughly 200 more people, well 84 now, chipping in whatever they can comfortably afford each month. Anything from $3 to $100 or whatever works for your budget makes a real difference. There's no lock-in and you can cancel or adjust at any time. If that feels doable right now, you can see all the donation options on the donations page, and I'll put a link to the donations page below this video on YouTube. Your support, whether it's a monthly donation or one-off donation or just sharing my work, is what keeps independent voices like this one alive. And please do your bit and help shine a light on corruption and share this video on social media. And please hit the like and subscribe button and notification button. That way you get notified when I publish new videos. And that's very important because a lot of social media sites now are starting to throttle stories they don't want shared. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.